I'll take him. I know it's not the right one because Gemini Man is technically...
Yeah, I want to say Gemini Man, this game is the weakness to, Actually, it might be the weakness to Shadow Man in this game.
Yeah, because...
You're on your last life, you may as well get yourself killed.
That's true.
Just gotta find a place to die. Just run blindly until something can kill you.
Or if I'm lucky, I get a one-up drop from out of nowhere.
Yep. Let's speedrun the stage while we hopefully...
Hey look, it's Quint! They're inspired!
Much less health, but actually more threatening, because he pinned me down. Well, I was gonna say, those flicker walls go away eventually, I thought.
They do.
I wonder what I think of the composer is for these games.
There, problem solved.
I'll go to pit, thank God.
I was wondering if I could die. You know what, actually?
Unless you want to do a different stage, up to you.
Nope, I already chose my...
Oh, you hit B. Right. Yeah, it's A to go back to stage select, B to continue the stage again. It feels wrong! Don't know why they did it that way, but that's the way they did it. Make sure I am aware of the boss order. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Alright.
Why didn't you die quick enough that time?
Okay, yep. And now I see how to fight Wily in this game, too. Okay. But, yeah, I wanted to look up Miyazaki Engineering again. I wanted to see who the developer were for these games.
Come on!
Ow.
Low ceilings are fun.
And of course, platforming's still tight. Yeah, I remember the platform in this game being particularly mean. I don't think it's too much kinder in 4. I want to see who the composer is for these games. Koji Murata. Okay, so I don't recognize it. Never mind. He doesn't even have his own page. Yeah, Makoto Tomozawa for the first game. Okay, but Mega Man's 3 through 5, it was Koji Murata. They got a different composer, and he stuck around with the... Oh! Pixel perfect jumps! Gotta love it! There you go, Koji Murata was the composer for Mega Man 3 through 5 on Game Boy. I don't need to go over that anymore. Yeah, I was trying to see if it was a composer for Wily Wars, but it's not.
I'm just gonna keep going because I at least want to fucking try and make that one damn jump.
Okay, that's something to go over if we eventually do Wily Wars. That's the composer I was thinking of. They're not one and the same. Alright. Ah! Damn it!
Jump!
This fucking
Fuck's
jump.
sake!
You always have to inch yourself up to the wall. The ledge,
I can't!
No?
Because the fucking thing's dropping garbage on me.
Oh, right. I guess it wouldn't hit you. Oh! You primitive fucking Mega Man game design. Frickin' with your blocks and such. Fuck you.
Of fucking course I get hit.
Yep, go figure. What? I was gonna say, there was actually plenty of video game news recently. We have Sonic and Shadow Generations actually being good, thank God. People are worried it wasn't. And the stupid meme complaint people have are the script changes with the original Sonic Generation, which I really don't give a shit about.
All I care about is they actually did Shadow good for once.
Yes. It's a good sign of things to come. With a good writer, it'll help give the games a plot that can be taken more seriously. It won't be taken as idiotic. Hang on, I'm still... There we go. I know there are people that like the freaking storybook games. I don't. Like, honestly, I still think Sonic the Black Knight's one of the worst developed Sonic games ever. Not that I think Secret Rings is much better, but I do think it's better than Black Knight.
I haven't played either of the games, so I really don't have an opinion.
I just remember trying to play Black Knight with one of my neighbors. I didn't understand what the fuck was going on, and it just looked really stupid. Also weird they decided to come up with alternate supersonic forms. That always was weird to me.
I mean, the reason the storybook games became the way that they were is because they was originally supposed to be Sonic 06 on...
Yeah. I would say, I hope that was not Sega themselves. I hope that was... Or not Sonic Team themselves, I should say. say.
Well, considering how much garbage Sonic Team were pumping out at the time because they couldn't really...
Yeah, it's Sonic Team. Go figure.
Like I said, it was Sonic Team at their absolute worst.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure it like has the lowest critic ratings of any Sonic game. Frickin' Sonic the Black Knight. Even lower than Sonic 06, believe it or not.
I believe it, because,
like, at least according to Metacritic, it's like, I think for Sonic 06, it's like 59 or 60%. For Sonic the Black Knight, it's 54. Nothing else is that low. Not even Sonic Episode 4, not even frickin',
Even though I think Sonic Episode 4 is the worst Sonic game I've ever played. So that game is just... It's soulless.
Sonic 4 Episode 1.
Yeah.
You played Episode 2, right?
Yeah, I mean...
It's more of the same. Maybe
the problem is,
it's
better in certain areas, but the problem is that the same trappings do kind of subjugate that game.
Good to know. So if I ever want to do that again, which I probably don't. I remember playing the demo. That was like all I ever played of it. It had like the first 2 stages. I think you like found all the rings in those.
Oh, the rest of this fucking platforming is so much easier than the beginning.
Just don't jump against the Hammer Joe. It is not that difficult. I keep thinking your conveyor belts underneath you. The way the sparks are moving. I really do like the environmental design though. They definitely did do a lot of attention to detail for that. But yep, hopefully the next Sonic game will, you know, well, take some notes from Sonic Generations and try to, you know, take...
Why the hell did you have to show up here?
Hopefully I'll take some notes from Sonic Frontiers of what's been starting to work, and try to incorporate more of a, you know, try to incorporate more of the elements that people like in the Sonic Adventure and for some Sonic Heroes games.
Oh, I have 2 lives. For some reason I thought I came here with no lives.
Nah, you had another continue, but then you made it your first try. Alright, this one's actually not that bad.
Until he corners you.
That is also true, yep. Although you almost barely escaped that being cornered business. Oh, he does jump like right where you are too. Alright, 2 more shots.
Fuck
Ha!
you.
You hit me, but I killed you! Oh, good, 1 try! Yes! Just had a really annoying jump early on the stage. There we go. We have the weaknesses for both of these bosses. Oh, wait, no. We only have weakness for one of the bosses. Never mind. Stupid me. But now we have Spark Shock. I don't know if it's just as useless as it was in Mega Man 3, but I would imagine so. They like keep things very similar. I'll say, I don't think any of these games modified the way their weapons work.
There's only one way to find out.
I'll say, I was trying to remember. I thought they had a different version of Top Man's weapon. That might have been from Mega Man Power Battle?
No, but still works the same way it does before, it looks like. Just stun.
Still paralyzes. And you got your snakes. Oh, yeah. And, you know, apparently there's a rumor that, you know, they still, as of the end of the year, have yet to say that Metal Gear Solid Delta's not delayed for this year yet, which is weird. You know, we're pretty certain it is. What do they do? Metal Shadow Drop fucking Metal Gear Solid Delta?
I can care less at this point about what happens with Metal Gear Solid.
And, you know, I'll be curious to see how it actually looks once it comes out. And we learned apparently there's a reason why they decided to basically remake Snake Eater. The reason they gave was that they weren't sure if younger gamers even knew what Metal Gear was.
Yes, so don't bring back the original game. Because, oh god, the fucking original
Well, technically, but Snake Eater's the beginning of the story, so it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, this...
If they remade Solid 1 first, that would be a little weird, maybe, for me. Since you have the first 2 Metal Gear games that you should know before you play Solid.
Now, honestly, to be fair, though, I say it as a joke, but yeah, it is the beginning of the series, so honestly, it is fair to do that.
Yeah.
Because maybe if we're lucky, we'll actually get a remake of the other games. You know, the NES games.
Yeah, they should just combine both the first 2, I guess. Unless they want to really expand on them. I only know the plot of those games from an LP I've seen of the first one. and everything I read in Solid 1 that talked about the plot of both those games. That's how I learned where basically Gray Fox came from. Metal Gear 2, technically.
Yep.
And that basically Big Boss was supposedly dead after the events of Metal Gear 2. Or basically, yeah, Solid Snake took over for him. I love these friggin' tight corridor jumps!
That one wasn't nearly as bad.
Yeah. Just, the enemies were not making it easy either.
Didn't help I got knocked into a pit a couple of times.
Of course. And people, oh yeah, people were expecting Nintendo Direct recently. No, but we got Nintendo news anyway. Hey, we have the entire Xenoblade catalog now on the Switch. Well, once Xenoblade Chronicles X Deluxe comes out.
Yep, and I'm looking forward to that because it's the only game in the series I haven't played. And honestly, because I'm usually not a big fan of open world games, but
Yep.
of course, Monolith Soft generally has a good track record for me.
Yep.
And the idea of an open world game playing in a mech,
Yep.
more exciting than most open world
Yep.
games can ever hope
I remember
to
trying
be
to
for
play
me.
it on Wii U, but because of the nature of the Wii U, there's some things I tried to do that annoyed me with playing the game, so I stopped playing it. But I've heard it probably is the best gameplay of all the games, so
Yeah.
I have heard it does play very well. It's just, it's a lot more open world than the others are. And the others are kind of open, but I know Xenoblade Chronicles X is like very open.
Yeah. I'm just kind of scared because I just hope it's not one of those cases where it's like, wow, look at how great, this game is great because look how open it is, and it's just a bunch of dead space.
I think I remember like one of the early missions you had to like explore enough of the map to like actually open up like story progress. I think.
I just hope that the world is actually worth exploring.
I know it's probably the largest of the games too. I remember they're comparing with Xenoblade Chronicles 1. It's like if you spend 100 hours in Xenoblade Chronicles 1, you're probably spending nearly 300 in X. I'm trying to think. I think I spent like 180 in 2 and 3 each.
I don't remember how much I spent in 2. It was like 100 and some hours. Though, then again, I didn't do everything in that
I know
game.
I know one for me. It was like 100 hours once I got to the final boss. Where I think it was like 130 or 140 for 2 and 3 when I got to their final boss, but then I was remembering I wanted to explore a lot of things.
I didn't do much of the post game for the second game, which I kind of regret. I kind of
I
one thing I kind of want to hope for is that we get like what is it, Definitive Edition for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I want to play that.
What, you mean like combining like the DLC with it and like
Basically adding all the gameplay tweaks that were added in what is it?
3?
No, in the DLC for 2.
Oh yeah. I know some people say like arguably the best of Xenoblade games I felt have been from Xenoblade Chronicles 3's DLC.
Yeah, 3 DLC is also very good for sure. God, I love the 3
Like some
DLC.
people, I know some people say it's like some of the best like level progression or like ability progression any RPG's ever had. Cause like everything you do in the game enhances your abilities and stuff. Exploring, killing enemies, getting items. Like, it's a smart way to do it where like everything you do actually matters. Even the little things. But it encourages you to basically do everything in the game. You get stronger for every action. It is kind of neat. At least we get a lot of items, hopefully some lives. It'll be nice.
Oh, I didn't know this. Shark Shot actually gets rid of them all in one fell swoop. That's nice to know.
That's a nice detail I had. Looks like you don't drop items when you do that, though. Oh, because it kills the enemy inside, that's probably why.
Because it doesn't kill the enemy and they don't have a chance to really exist.
Right. So you want to get items, you probably don't want to do a charge shot. And it makes this one of the more tedious stages.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm probably going to get Xenoblade Chronicles X. Maybe not at launch. Maybe I'll hope for a discount once. Hopefully Switch 2 eventually comes out. Which people are still rumoring it's supposed to come out like spring of 2025. They'll probably make an announcement January, February, if I had to guess. Because I know people are supposed to make an announcement this year. It's like, why would they want to cannibalize their regular Switch sales if the Switch 2 isn't going to be out by the holiday?
Like, that's a horrible idea.
Yeah. I guess they probably wanted to do a Direct, but that's why we started getting news of a couple things recently, because they didn't have enough news for a Direct itself. Oh, we did just have one for the Donkey Kong Land thing in Nintendo's Japanese theme park. I almost keep forgetting that they have a Nintendo theme park now.
Yep. This is nice. I can actually fly in here for a little bit.
Well, nice to visit one day. I think they're building one of their Universal Studios in California, right?
I thought it was it in Florida?
Or maybe
or
it's Florida. Yeah, it might be Florida. I know California, I think, has one too. And again, it would have made more sense maybe it was California because it's a lot closer to Japan, but maybe it is Florida, which also makes sense. That's the more famous of the destinations. God, this lag is killing me! These fucking penguins! Yo, can you, like, slow down the penguin shooting? God damn! Jesus Christ, this is firing out rapid fire. It's like it's going against the lag to frickin' shoot out more quickly.
There is a lot going on the screen, but yeah.
Oh, man. But yep, Switch 2. We actually got the official announcement that it's going to be backwards compatible with Switch 1. Which honestly feels like the bare minimum at this point.
It should be the bare minimum.
I know some people are worried they haven't specifically said cartridges, but I would think it'd be stupid not to include cartridges. I just hope... The only thing I'm worried about, I wonder how the storage is going to work in the Switch 2. Well, you're dying anyway, yep. Because I imagine they'll probably have a faster card reader if they can. Because, you know, if they're trying to use SD cards, I hope their reading ability will be fast, because they still want to be able to keep up with the solid-state drives that the modern consoles have. And that still is the one thing I'm worried about. I wonder if they're going to try to counter that in some way.
With what?
Something that basically helps them process data faster to allow it to load better. That's all. You know, the reason a lot of storage things work better on modern consoles, loading times are faster because of the solid-state technology.
Yeah.
And Nintendo doesn't have something like an equivalent to that. It's going to be very hard to swallow some of their, you know, things with Switch 2 compared to the others.
And then we'll have the PC people being like, here, take Yuzu, because it's the right thing to do, because we want to have the best gaming experience possible over here.
Yeah, friggin' basically pirating frickin' modern hardware. That's why friggin' Nintendo's been going after a lot of them. I mean, it's more acceptable than what they were doing going after the fucking Power World developer.
The Power World developer.
Basically bullying them.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. It was like, they, like, were creating patents based off a patent they had from Pokemon Legends Arceus, and they're using those to go after them. It's like, jeez. Alright, guys, now you're just getting greedy. Everybody thinks they're doing it because it had a big viral cult following, which, you know, could partially be it. I can see
I
that.
honestly don't know what it is about Power World, that's why they're going after it.
Yeah, it does.
I feel like it has more to do with the Pokemon company, though, than Nintendo itself.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think it is the Pokemon company doing it, but it's still such a weird lawsuit, and would set a very bad precedent being able to basically... I mean,
yeah,
the money they're asking for sounds small in comparison. The fact they're doing it all, like, I think it says, like, they're asking for, like, $64,000 in damages, was what they said.
It's still dumb.
I know, yeah, it's still dumb.
Asshole.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going after an indie developer for a fucking patent for a video game. Like, are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
like, man.
I mean, granted, I don't give a shit about it, but it's still an asshole thing to do.
Yeah. It sets a very bad precedent. Like, I mean, I guess technically they should be getting... I guess the whole point of the patent is basically you get paid for your idea, and if others use it, you should be getting money for it. It just feels greedy more than anything else.
Yeah, it's like... It's for something a little bit more...
It's just the fact they're doing it against a game that feels like it copied a lot of things from Pokemon. It just makes it feel like they're targeting them in particular because of that.
Yeah. And it doesn't help that a lot of people are looking at it like, Pokemon, you haven't done really the best job evolving your series since...
Yep. Ever since frickin' Game Freak's had developed for a main console, their lack of true frickin', you know... They don't have a lot of developers familiar with console architecture, it feels like. They still have mostly developers that are familiar with, like, working on frickin' handheld technology and mobile technology. They don't have a lot of the, you
Of
know,
course I thought. Of course I thought.
they don't have a lot of the talent that's worked with, like, actual, like, the power that consoles have. That's why the textures still look horrible. And loading is still bad. Yep, Search Snake is his weakness. Still 2 energy tanks. If you need them. Which, well, if you use Search Snake, you probably don't.
Now, if I could actually, you know...
Oof. That was close. That was very close. Jesus. Well, may as well die before we start the next stage. 3 down, 1 to go. And probably the hardest one for last. And well, it's taken us almost as long to get through these 3 stages as it did for us to get through the entirety of Mega Man 2. Damn. Well, yeah, like I said, that's what's going to be difficult. Whether for bullshit reasons or not. Time for the last of the original Robot Masters from Mega Man 3, Shadow Man. One of the coolest ones. I do agree with you, though. He is definitely one of the best. Oh, those are bombs, just keep in mind.
Yeah, I know. I'm also at 0 lives.
Right. Just making sure you noticed. If I die, I die. If I get a life, then cool. But if I die, I don't really care. I want to refresh my lives anyway. Oh, that's the other thing I hate about Mega Man 2. You love how when you died in Mega Man 2, you lost your energy tanks? Yo, I hate remembering that that was a thing.
Oh yeah, that garbage.
You actually lose your energy tanks if you lost all your lives. Like, just remembering that makes me hate Mega Man 2 on NES even more. Like...
Yeah, because that's challenging, ripping away resources.
Yep. Especially how bullshit some of the friggin' Fortress stages got. You bring up all your lives and fucking had to deal with that, and it sucks to be you. You're better off just taking the first Fortress stage to grind fucking everything. Max out your lives and fucking try to make sure all your weapon energies are full, and hope to God you don't lose everything. I still love how one of the fastest strategies for taking care of that fucking boss, the Gabio ball machine boss, one of the fastest strategies is to blow up the walls, die, get back to the boss, with refilled ammo, and then... Of course. Well, we need to die anyway. And then fucking have to refill your Crash Bomb ammo to kill them all without the walls impeding you. My God. You know, sad part for me is, I might take Quit over that fucking Gabio ball machine shit. Just the fact that you need the Crash Bomb in particular to fight that boss.
So many of the bosses in Mega Man 2, you need the weapon to fight back. It's dumb.
Like, at least Quit is stupidly easy, but you can beat him. Where that boss, if you don't use your weapon just the right way, you have to die and go out of your way to get more ammo to then fight it. And you use it continue, guess what? The walls come back. So dumb. Oh. That is still one of the worst designed bosses in video games to me. Like,
you know what? Now that you remind me, I'm like, okay, when I say Quinn was the worst boss in the classic series, no, I take it back.
I mean, Quinn's pathetic, sure, but
at least you can fight him.
Yeah, just the Gabio machine in particular is just with how it just combines with how inefficient and bad the Crash Bomb is. Like, it's the Crash Bomb's fault that boss is so bad. But it doesn't help the boss can only be hurt by that weapon. And you have walls in the way you need to use the weapon to destroy so you can actually hit some of them. Like, man. Like, that alone has brought down, like, Mega Man 2, like, 2 or 3 places for me on my favorite Mega Man games list. Like, man. Ugh. It's so bad.
Like, for that, it's not only bad, but some of the weapons are, a lot of the weapons are garbage.
Yeah.
A lot of the bosses are pretty obnoxious to fight.
At least Mega Man 3, all the weapons, like, aren't, like, they're all mostly efficient with their ammo. I can't think of any that are, like, really bad ammo consumption.
Ammo consumption in general for the Mega Man.
I guess the only one would be top spin, but that's if you actually use it.
Yeah.
Because you make the mistake of trying to do top spin repeatedly on an enemy that can't take damage, you'll waste it and hurt yourself.
Oh my god.
Well, good, at least we can die. Speaking of bosses that are weak to top spin, not that we have it, we have this time around, it's weak to Gemini Laser. Welcome back, Shadow Man. Like just as he did before. With 2 or 3 jumps and then sliding. Or he may throw a blaze. I was gonna say, I'm trying to remember there was a pattern for when he did that. It looks like
Damn it!
Yeah, you can never tell if it's gonna be a low or a high jump. That is the one thing. I mean, he does have an
Honestly, the charge shot makes it so much easier to fight him, though, because you can actually fight back with some heavier artillery.
It does break some of these Mega Man 3 bosses. I wonder if that's part of why they probably up the amount of damage they do. I was like, contact damage is pretty brutal with these bosses right now. One more charge shot should do it. Yep. There you go. And we have it now. We made some use of it. Alright, and finally we've gotten through all the freaking main stages. Took you a half hour to get through the last 3. It took you 22 minutes to get through the first one. Fucking Snake Man.
So most of my pain was through Snake Man. The rest of them were just kind of whatever.
Yup.
Okay, I'll say that, but Gemini Man was kind of crap, too.
That one jump was stupid, yup. Well, time to deal with Wily already.
Let's go fight Willy.
Ooh, nice backdrop for what's going to be an epic battle. You know, it'd be really terrifying if at one of these times you went through a Wily fortress, and then you beat Wily there, and then it starts shaking like you think it's going to collapse, and then you have to fight the Wily fortress itself. Yo, that would be for an epic final boss, now that I think about it. If the Wily fortress, you have to, like, fight and climb along it and fight in phases. Yo, that'd be kind of sick.
That would be cool as hell, though.
Yeah, those platforms exist too. You may as well kill yourself now. You're on the last life anyway. Yep, those platforms you have to jump off of immediately when you land on them. But yeah, having a fortress be like a final boss, you fight in phases and then climb up as you fight it, would be pretty sick. Reminds you of the thing they did at the end of the original Shantae game, where you had to fight a freaking machine risk you had together. You had to basically, well, it was a lot worse than that. You really just had to climb to the head and just break the cores, but they did something like that. That'd be kind of cool.
Okay, it's not nearly as impressive as it would be.
Yeah, just some rough platforming. Oh, you have this thing! I want to say its weakness might be Spark Shot, but I don't know. You're better off using your Charge Shot for most of this anyway. It gets faster and has a bouncing pattern too. At least this game actually has other unique mini-bosses. They didn't have anything like this in the other Mega Man games.
Now, if I could just hit this thing.
Oh, the shaking! How fast it was moving. Yeah, at least they have unique mini-bosses in this game now.
Okay.
Let's say Mega Man 1 and 2 didn't have anything like that. Mega Man 1 had, like, no mini-bosses. Mega Man 2 had just the same mini-bosses you remember from the stages already. See, at least it feels like they tried to build up a lot more. Make a lot of the actual, like, plot outside the main stages feel like...
I can't even slide under what the fuck!
Well, the shaking is probably... Yeah, it's the shaking. Want to try to jump when he hits a wall to keep stabilizing yourself. The bouncing movement is really rough.
Fuck you.
There we go.
And I use an E-Tank as well. Fantastic.
Well, time to take this teleporter. Let's go to take on the next 4 stages.